In the glittering world of daytime television, where legends share their triumphs and trials under the warm glow of studio lights, an unexpected storm brewed on the set of the Queen Latifah show. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in late September 2025, and the audience buzzed with anticipation as the iconic Gladys Knight, the Empress of Soul, graced the stage. At 81, with a voice that had serenaded generations through hits like Midnight Train to Georgia and Neither One of Us, Knight embodied resilience and grace. Queen Latifah, the multifaceted queen of hip-hop, acting, and talk shows, welcomed her with open arms, their shared history in black entertainment weaving an invisible thread of sisterhood. The episode promised a celebration of women's voices in music, featuring anecdotes from Knight's illustrious career, her Pips days, Grammy wins, and that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Laughter echoed as Latifah reminisced about her own journey from Jersey girl to global icon, drawing parallels to Knight's trailblazing path. Cameras rolled smoothly, capturing the easy rapport, the nods of mutual respect, and the subtle sparkle in their eyes as they delved into the Queen's tour, a powerhouse lineup with Chaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, and Stephanie Mills. Fans at home tuned in, expecting inspiration, not ignition. Yet, beneath the polished surface, currents of personal pain simmered, waiting for the wrong question to unleash them. As the segment progressed, the conversation meandered from chart toppers to life lessons, Knight's warm timbre filling the air with wisdom earned from decades in the spotlight. Little did they know, this harmonious duet was on the brink of discord, a clash that would echo far beyond the soundstage, igniting debates on privacy, respect, and the raw edges of fame. The audience leaned in, oblivious to the tension coiling like a spring, ready to snap. The interview unfolded like a soulful symphony at first, with Queen Latifah steering the ship with her signature blend of charisma and curiosity. She leaned forward, elbows on knees, as Knight recounted the magic of recording sessions in the 70s, the Motown magic that birthed timeless anthems. "Girl, those Pips harmonies. They could heal a broken heart from across the room," Latifah quipped, eliciting chuckles from the crowd. Knight's eyes lit up, her laughter a melody in itself, as she shared stories of touring with legends, the late-night jams that forged unbreakable bonds. They touched on Knight's foray into film with Seasons of Love, Latifah nodding vigorously, "You brought that soul depth to the screen, ain't nobody does vulnerability like you." The energy was electric, a testament to two women who had shattered glass ceilings in their eras. Transitioning seamlessly, Latifah highlighted the Queen's tour, painting vivid pictures of sold-out arenas pulsating with female power. "Imagine Chaka's wail meeting Patti's fire, phew, the ancestors are smiling." Knight agreed, her voice rich with pride, detailing rehearsals where egos melted into collaboration. Viewers scrolled social media, posting heart emojis and tour ticket links, the moment feeling like a warm embrace across screens. But as the clock ticked, Latifah's gaze shifted, her expression softening into something more probing. She mentioned the challenges of longevity in entertainment, how fame's glare could scorch personal lives. Knight nodded thoughtfully, perhaps sensing the pivot, but the room's vibe held steady. It was here, in this gentle lull, that the conversation veered toward uncharted waters, from professional triumphs to the intimate battles fought off stage. The audience hushed slightly, attuned to the subtle change, as Latifah bridged to family, the ultimate sacred ground in black culture, where love and legacy intertwine. Unbeknownst to the casual watcher, headlines had whispered of Knight's private strife, shadows that now loomed large, threatening to eclipse the spotlight's shine. With the grace of a seasoned host, Queen Latifah eased into deeper territory, her words laced with empathy yet edged with the boldness of her hip-hop roots. "Gladys, you've given so much to us all, but what about when family steps into the fray? How do you navigate when loved ones air those private pains in the public eye?" The question hung in the air, innocuous on the surface, but laced with the weight of recent tabloid fodder, allegations of elder abuse leveled by Knight's son against her husband, William McDowell. Latifah framed it delicately, her tone a mix of concern and camaraderie. "Those elder abuse claims, that must be tough, holding space for love amid the noise." The studio fell into a expectant quiet, the audience sensing the shift from celebration to confession. Knight's smile faltered, her posture straightening like a queen reclaiming her throne. She paused, fingers tracing the armrest, before responding with measured poise. "Family is sacred, Queen, but so are boundaries. We don't unpack our laundry on live TV for sport." Latifah pressed gently, intending authenticity. "I'm just keeping it 100, like we do in hip-hop. Real talk builds bridges, but tonight, it felt like an invasion, a casual probe into wounds still raw from legal battles and media scrutiny." The generational chasm yawned wider. Knight, forged in Soul's era of discretion, versus Latifah's era of unfiltered truth-telling. Whispers rippled through the crowd, phones discreetly raised to capture the unfolding drama. Knight's voice gained steel. "You don't get to quarterback my life from that couch, Dana," invoking Latifah's birth name like a velvet gauntlet. The host blinked, caught off guard, her reply a hasty, "Gladys, this is what we do here, honor the messiness." But the damage was done. What began as empathy curdled into confrontation, the air thick with unspoken histories of black women guarding their narratives against exploitation. As the exchange intensified, the segment teetered on the edge of chaos, a microcosm of broader tensions in celebrity culture where vulnerability is currency, yet privacy remains a luxury. The heat rose swiftly, turning the interview into a verbal tango of sharp retorts and wounded pride, each word a spark on dry tinder. Gladys Knight, her eyes flashing with the fire of a lifetime's injustices, leaned in, voice steady but laced with thunder. "I've poured my soul into this industry for over 6 decades, sung through heartbreak and high notes alike, and I won't have it dissected like yesterday's gossip." Queen Latifah, undeterred at first, countered with her trademark candor. "Sis, we're all scarred, me with my losses, you with yours. Talking it out, that's power, not pity." But Knight saw red, the mention of elder abuse, a vicious lie, she maintained, born of familial discord, striking at her core as a matriarch. Power. This ain't power, it's spectacle. Respect for elders isn't optional in our world, it's the foundation. The audience gasped collectively, a wave of murmurs swelling as the two icons locked eyes, the space between them charged like a live wire. Latifah attempted deflection, her laugh a touch forced. "Okay, noted, let's pivot to that tour fire." Yet Knight was unyielding, her chair creaking as she shifted, the microphone amplifying every nuance of her rising indignation. No pivot needed when the question cuts too deep. "You've got your platform, I've got my dignity." Backstage whispers later revealed producers frozen, torn between cutting to commercial or letting it roll for raw authenticity. Social media ignited in real time, tweets flying, hashtag Gladys stands tall trending alongside hashtag Latifah keeps it real. The clash peeled back layers, not just personal, but cultural, exposing rifts between Soul's veiled elegance and rap's bold exposure, between boomer restraint and Gen X transparency. Knight's husband, William, watched from wings, his face a mask of quiet support, while Latifah's team signaled frantically. In that suspended moment, the studio became a coliseum, two queens dueling not with fists, but with the weight of legacies, each syllable etching deeper into entertainment lore. The argument crested, a tempest of passion and pain, foreshadowing the dramatic exit that would redefine their sisterhood. Abruptly, as if reclaiming the narrative with finality, Gladys Knight rose from her seat, the scrape of wood on floor echoing like a gavel's fall. "I've said my piece," she declared, voice resonant with unshakable resolve, detaching her mic with deliberate calm before striding toward the wings. The audience erupted in a symphony of shock, gasps, applause, scattered cheers, phones aloft, capturing the Empress's exit in grainy glory. Queen Latifah, momentarily speechless, extended a hand. "Gladys, wait, let's talk this through." But Knight didn't falter, her silhouette vanishing backstage amid a flurry of crew members. The host ad-libbed gracefully, her voice steadying the ship. "Phew, that's real emotion, y'all. Honoring all voices, even the ones that storm off." Cut to commercial, the screen fading on Latifah's pensive smile, but the damage, or gift, of unscripted truth was sealed. Backstage chaos ensued. Knight retreated to her green room, enveloped by her team's embrace, a glass of water in hand as she exhaled the adrenaline. "It wasn't personal," she murmured to William, though her eyes betrayed the sting. Meanwhile, producers huddled, debating airtime. The clip became a teaser, boosting ratings skyward. Within minutes, the video leaked online, amassing millions of views. TikToks dissected every frame, from Knight's poised gait to Latifah's arched brow. TMZ pounced, headlines screaming, "Soul Sister Showdown." While Essence framed it as a lesson in boundaries. Fans divided. Elders hailed Knight's stand against intrusion, youth championed Latifah's vulnerability push. The walk-off wasn't defeat but declaration, a bold stroke in Knight's portrait of fortitude. As the day waned, statements trickled out. Knight's publicist, "Conversations evolve, but respect endures," and Latifah's, "Grateful for the clash, growth sprouts from friction." The incident rippled outward, a viral vortex sucking in celebrities from Oprah to Snoop, each weighing in on fame's double-edged sword. In quiet reflection, Knight journaled tour setlists, channeling fury into song, while Latifah penned an op-ed on awkward authenticity. The stage emptied, but echoes lingered, promising not fracture, but fertile ground for mending. In the weeks that followed, the storm subsided into a symphony of reconciliation, transforming scandal into saga, as two titans bridged their divide with grace and grit. Social media's frenzy evolved from memes to manifestos, sparking dialogues on elder care, Black family sanctity, and media ethics. Podcasts buzzed, panels convened, even a Soul Sisters summit pitched. Queen's tour tickets surged 30%, fans flocking to witness Knight's on-stage alchemy, dedicating The Way We Were to sisters who clash and conquer. Latifah, introspective, wove the moment into her projects, a Real Talk segment born from the fray. Private overtures mended fences. A vinyl remix of their hits arrived at Knight's door, Latifah's note reading, "Let's harmonize the hurt." Knight replied with a signed memoir, inscribed, "Forgiveness is the highest note." Their reunion unfolded at a Vegas afterparty, tour raps glow illuminating hugs and an impromptu a cappella, "You'll never find another love like mine," voices blending like old friends. From Ashes Rose Phoenix Projects, a charity single for elder rights, a docuseries Queens of Conversation unpacking the clash, whispers of Grammy duets. Industry ripples, stricter guest vetting, sensitivity trainings, unity events honoring intergenerational wisdom. Knight, ever the Phoenix, reflected in interviews, "Soul teaches surrender, hip-hop the fight, together, we soar." Latifah echoed, "That day. Not end, but edit to the real." Their legacies, once parallel, now intertwined, a testament to Black women's unbreakable weave. Fans, forever changed, tuned in anew, not for drama, but depth. The walk-off, once rupture, became renaissance, proving that in the empire of entertainment, even arguments ascend to art. As curtains fell on one chapter, another rose, harmonious, healed, and profoundly human.